The media is often referred to as the fourth estate, a pillar of democracy tasked with holding power to account. This role is crucial in a vibrant democracy like India, where a free and fair press is essential for a healthy public discourse. However, the media landscape is complex, often fraught with biases, political pressures, and financial interests that can compromise its integrity. In Kerala, a state with a history of political awareness and active media engagement, these complexities are particularly pronounced. In this context, examining allegations of bias, particularly concerning the portrayal of specific political groups and sensitive issues, becomes essential. This analysis will delve into the claims of media bias in Kerala, focusing on the portrayal of the Social Democratic Party of India, the political influence of the Indian Union Muslim League, and allegations of financial influence from the Middle East. This analysis will also explore accusations of drug and gold smuggling linked to certain groups and the media's role in investigating and reporting these claims. By shedding light on these issues, this essay aims to contribute to a more nuanced understanding of the media landscape in Kerala and its impact on public perception and political discourse. The aim is not to point fingers or declare guilt, but to critically examine the narratives presented and encourage a more transparent and accountable media ecosystem. The stakes are high. A free and fair press is not a given. It is a right that must be constantly safeguarded and a responsibility that must be constantly upheld. The Social Democratic Party of India occupies a controversial space in Kerala's political landscape. Critics often accuse the party of being a mouthpiece for extremist ideologies, while its supporters view it as a voice for the marginalized. The media's portrayal of the SDPI often becomes a point of contention, with accusations of bias stemming from both sides of the political spectrum. Some argue that the media tends to amplify the SDPI's more inflammatory rhetoric, contributing to a climate of fear and distrust. This amplification, they claim, serves certain political agendas by painting the party as a greater threat than it actually is. Conversely, others contend that the media often downplays the SDPI's alleged links to extremist activities, avoiding critical scrutiny due to political pressure or fear of reprisal. This lack of scrutiny, they argue, allows the party to operate with a degree of impunity, potentially emboldening its more radical elements. The truth likely lies somewhere in between these two extremes. It is crucial to acknowledge that the SDPI, like any political party, encompasses a diverse range of views within its ranks. Attributing a single monolithic ideology to the entire party can be misleading and counterproductive. The Indian Union Muslim League stands as a significant force in Kerala politics. Its influence extends beyond its electoral base, with the party often playing a kingmaker role in the state's coalition governments. This political clout, however, has also made the IUML a lightning rod for criticism, particularly concerning its alleged role in shielding extremist elements within the Muslim community. Critics allege that the IUML acts as a protective umbrella for organizations like the SDPI, turning a blind eye to their more radical actions for fear of alienating its vote bank. This alleged protection, they argue, allows these organizations to operate with a degree of impunity, fostering an environment where extremism can flourish. The IUML, however, vehemently denies these accusations, maintaining that it is committed to democratic values and unequivocally condemns all forms of extremism. The party argues that it is being unfairly targeted for political expediency, with opponents using the spectre of extremism to discredit its legitimate political aspirations. The reality, as is often the case, is likely more nuanced than either of these polarized narratives. The IUML, like any large political party, is not a monolith. It encompasses a spectrum of views within its ranks, and attributing a singular approach to such a complex issue as extremism is overly simplistic. Section 4. Petrodollars and printing presses' foreign influence on Kerala's media. Allegations of foreign funding influencing media narratives are not unique to Kerala. However, the state's significant diaspora population in the Middle East adds a particular dimension to this issue. Critics argue that financial contributions from individuals or organizations based in the Middle East can influence media coverage, particularly concerning issues related to the Muslim community. This alleged influence, they claim, can manifest in various ways, from self-censorship on sensitive topics to promoting specific narratives that align with the funder's interests. The concern is that such external influences can compromise the media's independence, undermining its role as a neutral watchdog and potentially skewing public discourse. However, it is crucial to approach these claims with a degree of caution. While the influence of foreign funding on media organizations is a legitimate concern, it is essential to differentiate between genuine philanthropic contributions and attempts to exert undue influence. Establishing clear evidence of quid pro quo arrangements where funding is contingent on favorable coverage is crucial to substantiate these allegations. Furthermore, it is essential to acknowledge that foreign funding is not inherently problematic. Many media organizations worldwide receive funding from international donors, and such contributions can be crucial for supporting independent journalism, particularly in regions where press freedom is under threat. The key lies in transparency and editorial independence. Section 5. The narcotics narrative, drug trafficking and political protection. The issue of drug trafficking has plagued Kerala, as it has many other parts of India. However, allegations of political patronage and police complicity in protecting drug networks add a sinister layer to the problem. Critics argue that certain political actors, motivated by electoral gains or financial benefits, shield drug traffickers from law enforcement, allowing the trade to flourish. This alleged nexus between politicians and the drug mafia, they claim, undermines the rule of law and poses a significant threat to public safety. The fear is that this protection emboldens drug traffickers, making them less accountable for their actions and more likely to engage in violence and intimidation to protect their interests. Furthermore, concerns have been raised about the alleged involvement of youth, particularly from marginalized communities in the drug trade. This involvement, critics argue, is driven by a lack of economic opportunities and social mobility, making them vulnerable to exploitation by drug kingpins. Addressing this issue requires a multi-pronged approach, tackling both the supply and demand sides of the problem. Section 6. Glittering illusions. Gold smuggling and its powerful benefactors. Gold smuggling has emerged as a significant concern in Kerala, with the state often serving as a transit point for illicit gold entering India. The scale of the smuggling operations suggests the involvement of sophisticated networks allegedly enjoying protection from powerful individuals within the government and law enforcement agencies. Critics argue that the lure of vast profits from gold smuggling has created a web of corruption, compromising the integrity of institutions tasked with upholding the law. This alleged nexus between smugglers, politicians, and corrupt officials allows the illicit trade to thrive, depriving the state of much-needed revenue and undermining the rule of law. Furthermore, concerns have been raised about the potential links between gold smuggling and other criminal activities, such as terrorism financing. The fear is that profits generated from smuggling could be funneled towards funding extremist groups, posing a significant threat to national security. Addressing the issue of gold smuggling requires a multi-pronged approach involving strengthening border controls, enhancing intelligence gathering, and cracking down on corrupt officials involved in providing protection to smuggling networks. Failure to effectively address this issue could have far-reaching consequences both for the state of Kerala and the nation as a whole.